deltoid, I can't get the humerus down from under the acromion. And so the next technique was based on what I felt beyond the interfascial adhesion of this frozen shoulder and the outer fibrosis of the capsule. I'm feeling that the humerus is so jammed up under the acromion. Again, I want to emphasize that the worst thing to have these clients do is to walk up a wall. It jams that acromion with the head of the humerus. If they're doing that, I tell them to stop. And a lot of clients are doing that. It's unfortunate. They're not understanding it's jamming that up. Now hike your shoulder up towards your ear. I'm going to get it down. And sometimes there, it's just released. Now I want you to go face up. Pay attention to what is or isn't happening as you're doing this. Now, I can start to stretch the subscap a little bit because the end feel is changing in the tissue. Now we can start to stretch the subscap. Now we're getting back into that intercapsule end feel. Is that uncomfortable at all? No. Now I'm going to use a little ace in the hole. I want you to do something to help me out. I want you to visualize the inner fascia softening, melting, releasing, and letting go. And the power of intention is probably more significant than many individuals understand. My intention combined with his intention changes outcome. Do you feel that just release? No. And now we're coming up almost to where I need to be. But now the pec minor is saying, what about me? Now we're going back to a muscle technique because the pec minor hasn't lengthened. If he's had this for 10 years, the pec minor has not been stretched out for a while, so I'm going to elongate from ribs 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to elongate the tissues in through the pec minor. And then I'm going to go back to this last piece right here. When the end field changes, the technique changes. Now if I check it, going internally, it's usually external, but he's got it in both directions, like we talked about with the hip. You got to release the capsule in. There, it just moved. And now, raise your arm a little bit higher. And now we're going to come into the tissue work. So, here's what I'm going to do. Stand up for a second. I'm going to use him for the whole protocol because the muscles are kind of firing and the capsule's coming back and I want to do the whole protocol. But for what we've just done and the little bit of time we've done, is that the same one? Yeah. For what we've done and the little bit of time we've done, we've got a lot done, but there's a little bit of a twist here. And that's from tight pec minor, tight subscap, weak lower trapezius, weak rhomboids. But we've gone from about less than 90 to really close to 180, but I don't like what his scapula is doing at the end. So we're going to do a little bit more. As you guys all work, we're going to show you how to reposition all of this so I can get that last piece out of there. I don't like at the end. And now he's got more of an impingement, and I haven't released his subscap. I've turned it from a frozen shoulder to an impingement, which is what you've got. And once I go under and release the subscap, which is what we're going to do, you'll see a great change in this out. You'll see the perfect range of motion from that. So let's get on the table and let's do this technique.